All right, guys, so it is another night of working on the truck here, and I already started undoing a few bolts, and as you can see here, a few of them, as in the fender bolts, were part of that. So the whole front of the fender here is loose, and the whole part of the core support is loose there. And then what I did is I unhooked the grounds. So this ground to the frame right there, which I might honestly leave the bolt in it when I paint it, just so I have a good contact. I'll really make sure that on this build, and make sure that all of my grounds keep a clean contact and don't get paint in between the contact, because then that'll cause a weak ground and we don't want that. So also the same thing on this side, another ground. But what I was thinking with these, or just in general, is, I'll tell you guys, if you didn't already know, I want to paint a lot of like underneath white, as in I want to paint the whole frame white, and like a lot of accessories, like all the control control arms, maybe the axles, like all that stuff. And then the whole like new lift kit, because that probably will end up with a new lift kit, will be all blue knuckles and stuff like that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And then I was thinking, like, put all the bolts in blue. I think that would be really cool. Or maybe white, but I think blue would really offset it and give it a really nice accent touch to everything. So that's what I'm thinking right now. And tomorrow I'm leaving for Florida for like 8 days, I think it is, something like that. And so that's the plan right now. It's probably gonna stay, but just so you guys know, that's gonna be happening. So I might not know where I catch back up, and I'm just gonna try and get a lot of work done before I leave. So I also loosened this side, got those bolts, and then I loosened one more thing, I think. Okay, now I don't remember. So I think it was just that. So the grounds, and then the front of the fender. So I gotta disconnect everything to the fender. I think the washer pump might be held to it or something like that. I gotta take the fuse box off the fender, and then I gotta finish unbolting it, like see if the hinge is hooked to it. Also gonna be pulling the cowl off right there and getting that off of here and out. And then over here I gotta pull the coolant bottle, probably the battery tray, probably that bracket right there. And then I also gotta drain the coolant. I gotta drain, or let all the freon out of the AC system, the HVAC. And then I don't know if I'm gonna, I might just pull all that out and then drain it or something along the lines of that. But then just mainly focus on getting all my lines disconnected so I can pull my whole front clip off. And then I'll be really looking good to go. So I'm gonna get like the whole front clip pulled off, and for sure the coolant and the HVAC drained. So I'm gonna get to it. All right, guys, so there we have it. I figured out how to take the fender off. It wasn't so bad. I just, have never done it before, so I didn't really know, where all the bolts were and what I was looking for, but I figured it out. And when I actually opened up the door, it chipped the fender pretty good, but it doesn't matter. I'm getting different fenders anyways, but right there, that was new. But it's pretty rough anyways. And so now I know how to take the other side off, so now I'm gonna get to taking that side off. All right, guys, and just like that, I have this fender pulled off as well. And wow, look at how opened this side is. And now I got some easy access right to the headers there. And then got this one power wire going right to the starter. And then it also goes to the fuse box. And it also went to the alternator. So if you ever were wondering how your hot wire to your battery was routed, there you go. It goes to your fuse box, your starter, and your alternator. I actually never knew like that exactly, so that's kind of cool. See, here, it's going right into the fuse box. And yeah, so I'm not exactly sure how to well, I'm assuming that once I have everything unhooked, I can just take it all out. I mean, I'm sure you can unhook the fuse box too, but I definitely gotta clean it out too. It's got some dirt and grime in there, maybe some mouse feces or whatnot, but that's for another time. And I actually switched the fenders around because that one fit better over there, but yep, here you guys have it. All of the parts don't look too bad, but when you go and look at the truck, it's just the cab left on it. And then now I just gotta start unhooking lines and hoses, and then I can pull this whole front clip off, which I guess, you know, it's already undressed, but this is the whole core support, I believe it's called. So just pull all the coolers off all at once, and then it would be really open then. So I'm gonna start working on that and try and get that done tonight. And then once this is done, I'll start working on pulling off my headers. All right, guys, so I took the washer fluid tank off and drained most of it into a bucket so that, you know, it's not gonna leak all over the place now. And then I just unhooked the line and threw it up out the way. And then I went through and disconnected all of the wiring in the front and popped all the clips holding it to the front core support here. So there's a few wires over here, a sensor right up here, the airbag sensors, and then I undid the ABS that ran all the way across right next to the brake line. And there was a few over here and stuff, mainly just the headlight ones and whatnot. And I put all that right here. And then I unbolted the computer from right here. And then, because I was holding the wiring harness right in here, and then got all that set up right here. So now I got a big old pile of all my wiring right here, fuse box, computer, and everything from the front. So now I just got my oil cooler lines, which I gotta pull out, which are kind of stuck in there. I got my power steering hoses, which were leaking right here at the connectors. As you can see, it's wet right there. Yeah, now you can see it. The bottom one's wet too. So, wouldn't be a bad thing to get new hoses. There was what was it up here? There was another sensor plugged in right here that ran underneath the hoses, or the lines. I believe it was that one actually, but I could be wrong. All I know is that it was purple. And then I had to unhook the fans and stuff, but that's all out the way now. And like I said, the oil cooler lines, the power steering lines, and then I got the radiator hoses, and then the AC condenser hoses, which if you guys hear that, that's it slowly leaking out. So should probably be good to go by now. And then I also gotta grab a catch pan for all the coolant. So it's almost there. It's almost there. Just hoses and the 2 bolts, and then I can pull it all off. All right, guys. So I've just been working away at it. I got all the lines on this side disconnected, and there's mixture of oil and power steering fluid and whatnot in this pan. And then you go over here and you can see all the coolant. I got all the radiator hose disconnected, and this thing is ready to be taken off of the front. And I got the whole AC condenser and, well, just HVAC unit with the lines, and then the canister right there out. And I put some paper towel pieces to plug the holes so no dirt got into my AC condenser. I don't even know if I'll replace it yet or not. I might just end up replacing it anyways while I have it apart. And then probably, well, I know I'm gonna do a water pump for sure. And then the rest is just pulleys, and then the alternator. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna paint this and leave it. And if it goes bad, well, it's right on the top. So, you know, just grab a ladder and replace it. I'm not too worried. But yeah, so this side over here is looking really stripped down. So I'm gonna pull this off and then pull the oil dipstick out. You know, we're gonna wanna plug that hole too. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. It's getting all torn apart and remachined and everything anyways. So, meh, I don't care. And then I can pull my header off. Hopefully get it off. Hopefully it doesn't fight the frame and my studs and the exhaust. And then I can unhook this wire to the starter and swing this wire on that side too. And then I'll have to go over here and deal with all this because I got to get through all this to get to the header. And yeah, but let me just get this off and out of the way, and then I'll be able to just pick something next and keep on working away at it. All right, guys, so I actually didn't record it, but I got the core support all unbolted now, and this one came off just fine, but I don't know if they cross-threaded this one or what, but this one would not, like, it got a little loose and then just nothing at all. So I just ended up cutting it. So now I'm gonna take it out. Damn, guys, that is heavy. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that heavy, but there it is, wide open. Man, this looks weird because of how tall the cab is, but it's all right here now. So I guess it's time to take the exhaust off and just make sure that everything is out of the way so I can get to pulling the motor and trans as a unit out of this thing. All right, guys, so I managed to get this header off of this side, as you can see right there. And then I got this side loose and the steering shaft undone, but the header, since it's a long tube header, it hits the frame before it will come off the studs, which if I just had regular Chevy bolts in the head, I wouldn't have a problem, but I had to use studs and nut the manifolds. So I'm just gonna have to wait till I start pulling the motor out, and then that should just fall right off. So not a big deal there. I managed to get the oil pressure switch unhooked, and then I undid the oil cooler lines right there, sitting on the front diff right now. And I couldn't figure out how to undo that plug right there. Right there. So I'll have to figure that out and try and see if I can see anything else holding it on. And guys, it's getting really close to being able to just pull it out. So pretty soon here, I'm just gonna have to undo the motor mounts and then just, you know, start creeping it forward and see if I can see anything else holding it on, because it's kind of hard to like know what's all holding it up there and how to unclip it all. But I'm sure that there's a few brackets that I gotta undo of lines and stuff like that. And if there's any vent hoses, or if I just gotta guide them through. But yeah, maybe I'll actually get it pulled tomorrow. If not, then you guys will have to wait till I get back. So hope that you guys are enjoying the teardown of the show truck build. And well, maybe you guys will see me tomorrow.